Hello everyone, Time Itself here, and today I'm going to play a little game with my video. I think it will highlight an important skill set for playing Call of Duty and other FPS games. In this game, I'm going to be using an M16 with an ACOG, as I prefer to do, and Sleight of Hand Pro. So here's the game. When I see someone and try and scope in on them and shoot them, I'm going to take a screenshot of the first frame after the scope has come up and see how close I am to my target. The first one is a bit tricky as he's jumping down there. I'm only going to give myself a 3 out of 10 for that one. The second one is even worse as I'm getting shot when the scope comes up. Only a 2 out of 10 for that one. I suppose that means I should tell you what I'm aiming for. At longer ranges, I want to aim a little bit below the center of mass. Hopefully the bullets kick up, as they tend to do, and that'll give me a one-burst kill at pretty long range with this gun. As I get to closer range, I'll aim a little bit higher, hopefully get some neck and head multipliers in there too. And you will see that I'm somewhat arbitrary about the scoring. I'm really not too worried about it. It's more about personal improvement than whatever random score I can give myself. In the end, the thing that really matters is seeing the guy and killing him as fast as possible. So obviously, I could spend more time lining up the crosshairs before I scope in and get a better score at this little game, but that really wouldn't help me with what I'm trying to get better at, and that is killing more people faster. More people dead, faster. Like most video games, having good reflexes and good hand-eye coordination really helps here. I think there are two suggestions I could give that would make this somewhat more a matter of technique than just reflexes and hand-eye coordination. The first is to try and keep the crosshairs pointed in the general direction you're going to want to be scoping in. The less dramatic the move you have to make, the easier it is going to be to make that move from the hip as you start to scope in. Interesting story, actually. Back when I was still very much an FPS noob and playing free-for-all games with these guys in Halo 2, we played a game type generally called SWAT, which is no shields, battle rifles, and one shot to the head is a kill. So obviously everyone's trying to run around the map and twitch reflexes and nail that headshot as soon as they turn a corner or see a guy. Well, I couldn't do that at that point. So instead, what I resorted to doing was walking around the main level of the map in a circle, gun held perfectly level at head height, and just slowly scanning around every single corner. I couldn't spin around and kill someone, I couldn't change elevation and kill someone, but if they showed up in front of me, I won that gunfight. And that is how I got my first respectable score playing with my friends in Halo 2. And something very similar works in Call of Duty and most other FPS games. I'm not suggesting you walk around with the gun shouldered, but instead just always be looking where you expect someone to come from. The second thing is to visualize what the shot is going to look like and anticipate when it's going to happen. Practically speaking, you're going to lose sight of the guy. As you bring up the scope, the edge of the scope is going to cover him up. Muzzle flash, also going to hide him. Yeah, I see the ghost here, I know. And you want to know where he's supposed to be in relation to the surroundings so you don't lose track of where he's supposed to be when those things happen. Visualizing what the shot's going to look like is also very useful for anticipating when you need to pull the trigger. If you're waiting until you're sure that the crosshairs are on the guy, you're going to be late. This is particularly useful with strafing targets, where you want to lead just a little bit to start with, let them run through, and then keep on them as they keep going to the side. Truthfully, I'm never going to manage to get a 10 out of 10 on this game every time. That's just unrealistic. But I would like for that first adjustment after the scope has come up to put me on target every single time. If I ever find myself in a situation where I'm having to make lots of adjustments after I've brought the scope up, I need to turn my sensitivity down. There really is something to be said for having the confidence to pull the scope up, make one more adjustment, and pull the trigger and know that you're going to be on target. I guess you could say that I'm taking a page out of the quick scoping sniper's book, and really, they do have this part right. You don't want to spend any more time scoped in than you need to. And the person who gets shots on target first normally wins the gunfight. Finally, I should also mention that console players have a little bit of aim assist, sometimes affectionately referred to as auto-aim, that makes the controls a little less sensitive when you're near a target. Aim assist is present for both hipfire and ADS shots. It just takes effect at different ranges. But the cone of effect is actually quite large, even larger than that ACOG scope on the M16 I had. So when you scope up, you should already be in the area where the aim assist is going to decrease your sensitivity. Well, that's about going to wrap things up there. Let's see how I did with my little game. 18 attempts, an average of 4.8. I had 5 that were on target when I scoped in, but I still had 3 misses. So not too bad, but plenty of room for improvement. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I hope it turns out to be useful, and I'll see you guys later.